And I'm your host, Ahmed Khan. So today we have a very special guest. He is a champion at filmmaking and video editing. He has over 7 years of experience, and he's just a great person. May I welcome Abdul Majid Abbasi.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम,
अस्सलाम
how are you?
Majid uncle.
वालेकुम सलाम, कैसे हैं आप? खैरियत से बेटा?
ठीक है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आप कैसे हैं?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very good. Yes.
So let's get started.
Sure.
First, I would like to ask you, and I know that all the audience would like to know, uh, what initially introduced you to the topic of filmmaking? Like, what introduced you? What brought you to it?
Okay, I was working in a corporate sector back in Karachi in Pakistan. It was a
Mm-hmm.
telecom company. So I was working there as a team lead in a department that's called customer services. Plus, there were some different departments. I kept myself switching in,
Mm-hmm.
but I always try to explore like some creativity in everything. I mean, I always wanted to find
Yeah.
a new way to do things, even if it was a corporate kind of a boring environment. Sometimes I always try to get something out of it. I kept trying that, but then there was a point in my in my career when I thought I should switch now to something which is purely creative. So the first time I decided that actually, so I took a workshop in one of the institutes in Karachi, which is called AppTech.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm sure
Oh,
people know that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like yeah. So it's a very techno kind of institute. But there I met someone who introduced me to one another uh, like a training center, which is called Arena Multimedia. I'm sure people know that in
Yeah.
Karachi. So I went there for a short course of design and work. I couldn't finish the course, I mean, because of some reasons, but
Mm-hmm.
that was the time when I thought, yeah, that's something I want to do. Then with a friend of mine, we bought the camera, started taking pictures and
Uh-huh.
stuff like this. So I kept doing photography for, I think, a couple of years or 3 years, and then and I was never good at photography because photography is a different science. I mean, photography is a whole different thing. But then someone introduced me to videos, and then I started doing short videos with the camera, trying to learn
Mm-hmm.
what
Yeah.
works and what doesn't work, and then trying to make a story out of it or something of that sort. And then that started working. I mean, I liked that, but I never took it as a career until I was good at it because I was doing it as a part time
Yeah.
with like
Yeah.
not making any money out of it, just doing with friends,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then helping them, getting their help, and then I
Mm-hmm.
moved to Dubai. So before I moved to
Yeah.
Dubai, like I moved to Dubai 7 years ago, 6 years. No, sorry, I moved to Dubai 5 years ago. So
Okay.
before coming to Dubai, I already had started doing some kind of work in video, but not
Mm-hmm.
very good work. But it was there. But in Dubai, I learned a lot. So I met people who were into videos, into films, and learned from them, and then the whole journey started. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, I changed it as a profession coming to Dubai. Before Dubai, I was working in a corporate sector, but on the side by
Okay.
side, the side hustle, I was doing videos and pictures.
Yeah, that's great. One part like you have to do your work, corporate life, and then you have to pursue your passions because some people don't enjoy doing their corporate life, and then they don't benefit out of it as much as someone who's passionate about the work they're doing. That's very great. Now, like you've been like very successful after you've come to Dubai and started as a career. So what type of challenges did you face? Like when you started up, did you face any challenges?
Yeah,
How's
absolutely,
the
absolutely. Everything has a challenge embedded into it. So whenever you
Mhm.
try to do something new, whenever you try to change something in your life or in yourself, there's always a challenge. It's just like
Mhm.
when you're sitting when you're sit in the airplane, like you're in airplane and then
Yeah.
you're not flying, so you're sitting, everything is so good, but as the plane takes off, then things start moving. So same in life. So but if, for example, if you're sitting in a corporate life, if you're sitting in your, like, I'm not saying corporate life is bad life. I mean, it's a good life, but
Yeah.
if you want to change, that's only applies then. So if you're sitting there
Mm.
working 9 to 5 and you don't like it, and then you want to change it, so as you decide that you want to change something, things start, things start getting
Yeah.
challenging, and then you have to cop up. So I had a lot of challenges. I had, the first challenge was how to make money out of it, to be honest. I mean, because if you can't just survive, or you can't just live on your passion if you're not making money out of it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a fact. I mean, we love our work. The work I do, I love it. Everybody who does their work, they love it, especially in the design and in
Yeah.
media and these places. But then you also need to make sure you make enough money out of it, just to to keep the things rolling. So that was a main challenge for me. So how I came across, how I come over that challenge was, I I mean, I kept it as a
Mm.
side hustle for at least 4 years, 4 and 5 years. So I
Okay.
made sure I am making enough from it, or it's giving me enough that I can switch and I can leave my corporate stuff, and then that worked.
Yeah. So even now, like even same situation for me. Well, not as that much because I've started doing my passion, but then after this accelerates, I'm gonna start like earning out of it. Even though it's not like there's a long time until then, but then this is my passion, this is my hobby. So if I want to pursue it, I should start now, and that's what I'm
Absolutely.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because you always have to start early. Always good to
yeah,
start early. Like, you're young, very young. So I think if you start
mm,
early right now, that's going to help you to. You will have enough time. You won't have any kind of pressure on you, that you have to
mm,
finish everything in 2 years, 3 years. Because but as you start getting. I mean, I'm not saying the age is just a number,
yeah,
somewhere, but still, you need to make sure you're on the right path. I mean, there is always a map for you. I mean, you should always have a map of your future, and then you should know where you are right now, where you want to be next 3 years, where you want to be next 5 years. So I think that's all merged together. But if you start
mm,
early, nothing better than that.
yeah. लाइक मुझे तो ये सब करने में इसलिए पसंद है, ये मुझे स्पीकिंग का बहुत शौक है। मुझे पब्लिक स्पीकिंग का बहुत शौक है। मुझे ऐसी चीजें जब मैं, क्योंकि मैं बहुत बड़ा एक्सट्रोवर्ट हूँ, इसलिए मुझे ये सब का शौक है। और ऑब्वियसली कोरोना वगैरह है, तो ये मैंने ये कोरोना में ही शुरू किया है, कोविड में। तो ऐसे मैंने शुरू किया है, और ऐसी इंटरेक्शन बढ़ी है मेरी जब फुल लॉकडाउन था। मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ आपसे कि आपको क्यों अच्छा लगता है ये फिल्म मेकिंग, या जो आप करते हैं, इसके अंदर कौन से एस्पेक्ट्स हैं जो आपको रियली, आप रियली एंजॉय करते हैं?
फिल्म मेकिंग एक्चुअली बड़ा क्रिएटिव इंडस्ट्री है,
हम्म।
बड़ी क्रिएटिव प्रोसेस है, क्योंकि आपके जहन में कोई एक आइडिया होता है, आप सोचते हैं कि यार मैं ऐसा करूँगा या कुछ बनाऊँगा, और उस आइडिया पे आप
हम्म।
फिर काम करना शुरू करते हैं, एंड देन वो बिल्कुल पेपर खाली होता है, उस पर कुछ आप बनाना शुरू करते हैं। आई मीन, इन फैक्ट आपके
हाँ,
माइंड में एक पेपर होता है जो खाली होता है, कैनवस होता है, लाइक फ्रेम होता है, आप उस पर कुछ ना
हम्म,
कुछ भरना शुरू करते हैं, और ऐसा 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 यू पुट टुगेदर थिंग्स, एंड देन
या,
एक वक्त आता है कि उसको आप देख रहे होते हैं सामने चलते हुए, तो इट फ्रॉम नथिंग टू
हाँ,
एवरीथिंग। So
या,
that's the whole process. उसके बीच में everything that comes up, everything that's embedded to it, it's beautiful, it's creative, and it's
हम्म,
so enjoying. So the main thing is कि आप कुछ idea सोचते हैं, and it's nothing in reality, but then you
या,
work on it, and then it comes to real life. It comes to life. So that's something beautiful.
हम्म। मैंने ये स्कूल में पढ़ा था कि लाइक देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ पीपल, वन विद अ लेफ्ट ब्रेन and a right type brain. So I heard that the left brain is the more logical and more like uh, problem solving type brain, and then the other one is a very creative and mostly like right brain people are uh, introverts. So uh, I think of myself as a left brain because I like the practical problems, and uh, I'm a very big problem solver. But on the other hand, my mom and my sister, they're all they're all different. They're all right-handed, right brain. So what do you think? What do you think? Which side are you on?
Yeah, I think all of us, we all of us. I mean, I think all of us. I'm not
Mm,
saying. I mean, most of us, we need to switch between brains. I mean, sometimes you have to be a right brain, sometimes a left brain. Like for example, me,
yes.
if I have a task to do, I have to be task oriented. I mean, I have to be very much into the task that yeah,
Mm,
whatever you need to do. I mean, you need to use your right brain, your left brain. Yes, sometimes people, I think we tend to switch between the right and left brain just to get the
mm,
work done. So I don't see myself as a right or left brain. I see myself as a brain, which I have a brain. So sometimes I need to activate my right brain, sometimes I need to activate my left brain, and sometimes both of them, because that's a requirement. So depends on what
yeah.
you're doing, depends on what situation you're in. You can always activate your right left brain and then
Mm,
get the things. The main thing is to get things done, and
mm.
that's the thing.
That's great. Like, can you tell us the key factors since you have a lot of experience in filmmaking and cinematography? Can you tell us what are the factors of making a good video? Anything like high resolution, does that really matter in a video, or does the user does the viewer doesn't really care?
Well, the only thing which really matters in your videos or anything is a storytelling. So if you have a story in it, like उसमें कहानी होनी चाहिए. If it has a story in it, it will always leave an impact. Because
Mm,
people like to listen to stories. क्योंकि अगर हम अपने कुरान पाक को भी देखें और जो हम पढ़ते हैं तो उसमें सारी कहानी
mm,
है. I mean, stories हैं, नाम बता के, किस्से बता के. So it's all stories. और वो stories
uh,
are very interesting that you link to it, you relate to it. So there has to be a storytelling in your each video. Uh, Absolutely storytelling, and then once you have that storytelling, then you can work on कि इसकी quality कितनी अच्छी है. It's like it's a high resolution video, colors कितने अच्छे हैं, कितना अच्छा ambience है, because that also
mm,
matters. I mean, that also really matters क्योंकि आजकल you only have like 15-10 seconds
mm,
to capture someone's attention because it's so quick, people just change it.
mm,
But yeah, so once you have to have storytelling, and then you need to have technical effects as well. I mean, that's very important because to
mm,
present yourself in the international market or international world, you need to have a quality product, and the quality product is also, it should also look quality product. I mean, it should also look like it's been
mm,
done nicely. So first of all, storytelling, and then after storytelling, there are technical aspects that need to be taken care of: the high resolution, the camera you're using, how the shots are taken,
mm.
how the how the acting is, you know, for the actors, and all the things. But the storytelling is the main thing.
Mm. Like because sometimes some people do this that they upload with a high quality camera, but their content is trash. Or
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes
absolutely.
yeah, it's the opposite. Sometimes their content is amazing, but the user won't watch it because it's not good quality, it's not showing up, it doesn't have good marketing, etc.
No, I tell you one thing. When you go to cinema to watch a film, when you
Yeah.
come out of, I'm talking about films right now. So when you come out of
Mm.
film cinema, you always talk about कि film अच्छी थी या बुरी थी क्योंकि उसकी
Mm.
कहानी अच्छी या बुरी थी. You would
Mm.
never say कि उसमें कैमरा बड़ा अच्छा यूज हो रहा है. Do you ever talk about this? Like people never talk about this कि यार उसमें कैमरा बड़ा अच्छा यूज हुआ था या उसमें वो शॉट बड़ा अच्छा था. People talk about this very less, or
Yeah.
only technical people who talk about it. But majority, I mean, say 90% of people, they would say कि यार कहानी बड़ी अच्छी थी या उसका एंड बड़ा अच्छा था, फिल्म कितनी
Mm.
अच्छी थी. They always talk about the story. So it's all about the storytelling. So if you have a nice storytelling in your videos, even it's a 1 minute video, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, doesn't really matter if it's a cinema film or
Mm.
whatever. But there has to be a story. If you have a story in it, and then everything flows well. But yes, you
Mm.
need to have good quality product as well, like a technical spec and everything.
I agree now. Um, Uh, do you have any other hobbies besides filmmaking? Any sports, anything else, reading, something like that, besides filmmaking? Yeah.
I actually like watching films. I watch films regularly now. That's my hobby,
Same
and
here.
also, yeah, perfect. and and actually, not really. I don't have any hobby left because what I do, I love. So that's my passion. I do everything related to this. So anything I do in my whole day, it has to relate to my passion, and so I don't think any other hobby is really. I mean, if even if there is any hobby, it's also related to my passion. So nothing special. I don't think so.
Mm. What kind of videos do you enjoy making? Short films, or ads? What type of videos do you like filming?
Well, recently I've started making some short films, and I'm enjoying
Mm,
them a lot. So I like. So if you ask me one thing, I would love to make short films. I love to make short films, work on scripts, and then direction, then the whole process. So if you ask me one particular, you know, type of video,
mm.
so I like to do short films more than anything.
Okay. Uh, when you got started, what were the first steps to success? Uh, what steps did you take that brought you to this to where you are now?
Okay, so I don't think myself as a very successful person at the moment because I'm just starting my career, and there's a huge way to go. It's a long way to go.
Yeah,
But whatever I've done so far,
and
which is
all
very,
improve it.
yeah, I mean, which is very minimum and which is very small and very small. I think the only thing that you need to be successful is patience. I mean, you need to be really patient about things.
Mm,
Things Most of the times things do not work on the first place. If you try something for the first time, it is not guaranteed, but this is very much sure that it won't work for the first time. Then you have to
mhm,
try again, then try again, then try again, and then need to keep trying again and again, and then a time comes and you think that, yeah. So I mean, so what I have done, I
yeah.
heard someone saying that, and I made this my benchmark. Whenever I try something, I won't leave that trying until I fail for at least 10 times. I mean, if the thing doesn't work for 10 times, yeah, it's not worth it. But if it doesn't work first time, and then
Mhm,
second time you improve something, third time you improve something, fourth time. So I mean, if it keeps working, so I don't judge anything until it doesn't work for 9, 10 times. I keep trying.
mm,
That's one thing. So you need to be really patient. You need to be really patient.
mm.
Nothing works
Yeah,
without
that's a
being patient.
great that's a great lesson. Thank you very much for that. Uh, for the main part, YouTube has or any other platform has copyright strikes, and a lot of people who are starting up, for example, like me, I get copyright strikes on, for example, my background music. So, what advice would you give us? And when you started up, did you struggle to find any background music for your videos?
Well, I mean, right now you have a lot of platforms that can give you free music, which is like a proper. You have rights for the music. Even on YouTube, you can go on YouTube. You can find out copyright music, and there will be a list of music. I think there are which you can use
Mm,
without having any problem. Any problem. But yeah, if yeah, but that's a struggle as well. But yeah, there are so many websites as well which you can where you can buy music very cheap, like very
mhm,
minimum. You have to pay and you can buy that. But there are free music as well, so shouldn't be a problem, I
mm,
think.
okay. Um, Finally, like now, my last two questions, both about uh, advice. What advice would you give to someone starting up filmmaking?
Okay, so if somebody wants to start doing filmmaking, first of all, he needs to ask himself if he really likes that. I mean, if he really likes that. I mean, busy or anything. If you want to do anything, you first of all you need to ask yourself, do you really like this? Can you continue this for the rest of your life? That's first thing, because you're taking it as a profession, as something which you're going to keep on doing for the next 10, 20 years, whatever. So first of all, ask yourself, do you really like it, and do you really think you can do it for next rest of your life? And then imagine yourself doing it, like let's say
Mm,
we are in 2020 right now, so let's say it's 2030 right now, and I have still been doing filmmaking for 10 years. How do I feel now? I mean, is it good? Is it bad? How do I feel? How does it sound? How
mm,
does it feel? So if you think really, yeah, that's something I want to do, then start doing that. And then secondly, learn. Absolutely, you should be learning every day. I mean, right now on YouTube there is huge content available for everything. So I think if you're, I mean, to be honest, I tell you about myself, I've never been to a film school. I've never learned filmmaking from some film school.
wow.
I just learned everything from online platforms, from trying myself, making mistakes, and going to people, showing them I've done this, and then they give me advice, something like this. So you don't really, people rely on opportunities, or people rely on the resources. They say, yeah, I don't have resources, I can't go to film school, I don't have time to study film, I don't have time to, I don't have money to pay film school, I can't buy the software, Oh, I cannot buy the camera, I cannot buy. I mean, this all are just excuses, I think. You have everything available on YouTube. So if you start learning from there, you definitely will be great in next 1 year. I mean, someone advised. I heard someone saying. I remember that.
Mhm.
So if you want to be good at something, if you want to be good at something, if you just give half an hour every day learning about that, you will be great in next 1 year. So if you want to be a filmmaker, and if you start
Mhm.
spending only half an hour or 1 hour every day, I mean every day, not a single day off. So if you start learning, if you start spending half an hour, 1 hour every day on learning filmmaking for next 1 year, you will surely be somewhere in next 1 year. You will know a lot about that information, about the industry, about the thing you are doing. It can apply to anything, not only filmmaking. It can apply to anything.
Yeah. Um, so my last question here. I'm gonna tell you my vision about Inspirato. Inspirato is my show. My vision behind it is to inspire youngsters like me from our real life role models. There are a lot of inspiring people that come on this show uh, that really do like the world really needs to know about them. Uh, and finally, I would like to know one lesson that you have learned from your life and would like to share with us all.
Yeah. So I think one lesson which I have learned up to now in my life is nothing is impossible, honestly. And if you think that you really want to do something, you need to make a plan for that. I mean, there is a huge difference between wanting something and then doing something for this. You know, everybody wants to be something. I want to be this, I want to be that, people want to be that, but what are you doing to be that? That's the main thing.
Hmm.
So ask yourself, just ask yourself. Nobody else is here to judge you or tell you anything. Just ask yourself, you want to be someone. What are you doing to be that someone? Are you doing anything? So people just keep like, if people just keep, not people, I mean most of us, like even me, I mean we just keep talking about things which we want to be, which we want to do, and you know uh, the impossible things which seem impossible to us, but we never do about anything about that. So, and you always start small. I mean, there's always starting small. You don't really have to make a cinema film in the first step. You have to start small. You have to take one picture, a nice picture, and then the second step would be you just have to take two nice pictures, and third step could be taking three nice pictures. So all you need to do is start small. I mean, start chunk by chunk, and then and at the end, it's a whole chunk
Yeah.
of film. So that's advice. I think start small, start doing things, or not start small, just start doing things. I mean, start doing. Other start like other talking and planning, and I will do that. I will do that when I have this. When I have money, I'll do that. When I have time, I'll do that. Just stop talking about all things and just start doing things, and things will be under your control.
That's a very good advice. Thank you for that. Everybody out there, everybody out there watching, you should benefit from these advices. Everybody comes on the show and gives us. And I was just looking through the comment section, and we've got quite a few comments. I can't. We don't have time to go over all of them. But I'm just gonna find a few questions.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, sure.
This one here. We have a question here. What advice are you going to give to people who have fear of failure and fear of taking risk in pursuit of their passions?
Oh, okay. So I think we just talked about it. We said start doing. So the only thing which I would say to everybody who wants to do something in life or who wants to achieve something in life, just start doing. Just start planning things. Start doing small steps, because if you want to go on a mountain, you don't really have to see the top of the mountain, because you have to start small. You have to start one step, second, third, fourth, and then you start going, and then you find out, okay, you have come halfway
Mhm.
through, and then you start again, you come full way. So I think it's all about starting small, start doing it. So and then the risk is always there. I mean, you don't get anything without taking risk. I don't think there is anything without risks. Even if you do anything in life, choose any passion, you start working on the passion, you change your career, you change your profession, whatever you do, there is always a risk involved. So there is nothing which is free of risk. So there's always risk, and I think don't be afraid of taking risks. But before you take a risk, don't take emotional risks. Always take calculated risks. Calculate yourself. I mean, just imagine if you want to do something and there's a risk involved. Don't just do it because I just want to do it. I mean, yeah, you want to do it, but there's a risk involved. So you need to make sure that you do your homework to make sure everything that is needed, you have that thing, and then once you're sure, yeah, this risk is not that risky and I can take it, then I'm ready for that, and then take it. You will always feel some some problems, some trouble in the beginning, but then
Mm.
everything will be all okay.
Yeah. Like when you said about taking small steps, you take small steps and then you get a big success. That's the thing I loved about what you said. Uh, because if you just start big, yes, dream big, but then if you if you if you start big, you're just gonna give up easily. Take the small steps, which are gonna give you a little bit of success, which is gonna motivate you to get your big dreams.
Yeah, I mean, you
Uh,
can you should
yeah.
you should always dream. You should always dream big. And when I say start small, that doesn't really mean that you should think small. You can always think huge. I mean, thinking is invincible. So you can always think big. But starting small means start in chunks. Don't think that you have to
Mm,
do everything today. Don't think you have to finish everything right now. I mean, there is no right now. You have to start doing the small things, and then once you are sure, yeah, I have done my this part, like I mentioned, like if you want to be a filmmaker, you don't really have to make a cinema film or Hollywood film in the next day. I mean, that's too far. I mean, forget about it. Right now, what you need to do is just to take a small chunk, which is taking a good picture. A good
mhm,
picture will serve you at this point, and then you take next day you take two good pictures. Third day you start taking 10 good pictures. Then you take 1 minute good video, 1 second good video, then 1 minute, then 5 minutes. I think by that you don't really feel that your task is so big. Task is always so small if you chunk it down. So
yeah.
that's I think the best thing.
So one last question. We're running out of time here. It was a great time actually. I wish we could do more. Uh, Here we have another one. How can we improve our photos that we take with our smartphone?
Okay, so okay, your smartphones are a really good tool to take pictures, because nowadays smartphones are really nice. People can make films, people can do pictures and everything, but technically there are so many elements. I mean, it depends on what phone you're using. It depends what technical abilities a phone has. So I can't really comment on what exactly you should do, but I think you can, if whatever the phone you're using, again, start taking pictures. Try start doing different things on the phone. I mean, different angles, different lighting exposures, because light is really important for any good picture, because lighting can change the whole thing. Try the same picture in different lighting environment. I mean, change the light somehow. Try the same picture in early morning. Try the same picture in the evening. Try the same picture
Mm,
in harsh sunlight. So you feel a difference in there. So you start noticing differences, and then you can change the angles. But really depends on what phone you're using. So, but phones can do great job. I mean, people can take great pictures from your smartphones as well. I mean, if you're using iPhone, for example, iPhone has a portrait mode. Portrait mode has a really great focus, and then you can have depth of field. So
yeah.
try out different modes, try out different conditions, different exposures, and you'll find out. You'll find out.
Thank you, Majid uncle, for joining us today. I had a great time, and I hope you had a great one as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everyone, go like this page and follow me on Instagram and subscribe to me on YouTube. Like we're gonna keep on getting some inspirational people on this show every Saturday. And that's it for now. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye. Allah Hafiz.